Welcome to iReviews, the show where I review Marvel and DC Comics, and today I review New Superman Issue 1. The comic begins at Shanghai, China, where we see a kid running from something. He stops to see a dead end and looks back to see the person has caught him and pleads with the person to just stop, but the person punches the kid in the face. The kid doesn't understand why he does this, with the person asking the kid to hand over his backpack. The kid tells the person that he can buy his own soda. He even offered to buy one for him. Why does he do this to him? With the person telling the kid that for some reason this feels much better this way. That person being Keenan Kong. Keenan pulls out the kid's food in the backpack, telling him that his family owns an entire airline, with the kid just telling him that his family just runs the airline. Keenan explains that the person he's bullying is named Lixin, but he just calls him Fat Boy. Keenan takes the soda and throws back the meal to Lixin, walking away. While he walks away, Lixin throws his meal at Keenan's head and starts to run away. As Keenan runs after Lixin, he tells him he can't outrun him with those pig legs, and as Keenan catches up to Lixin, he sees Lixin being held hostage by the mysterious villain known as Blue Condor. Keenan explains that the Blue Condor is one of China's first American-style villains, and every few months he comes to China to terrorize the rich and powerful. The Blue Condor stares at Keenan, and Keenan thinks he should run, but he doesn't. Instead, he throws his soda can at the Blue Condor, dropping Lixin. Keenan tells Lixin to run, as many people are watching, with one person recording this. As the Blue Condor glares at Keenan, he flies off away from everyone. Keenan goes to Lixin and asks him if he's okay, and Lixin thanks him for saving his life. He's Lixin's hero, and doesn't know how he can repay him. Keenan tells him to give him his money, and Lixin hands him all the cash he has, and as Keenan walks away, Lixin tells Keenan he will bring more for his hero. Confused, Keenan puts the money away, thinking how Lixin gave up his money on his own free will, but as Keenan is thinking about this, a reporter stops Keenan and tells Keenan she has questions for him, and asks what his name is. Keenan is confused why she wants to know, and she explains that her name is Lana Lane, and she is a reporter for Primetime Shanghai. She tells Keenan that she just shared a video of Keenan standing up to Blue Condor, with it already having 500,000 hits, and tells Keenan that this is the biggest news story of the day, and tells him that she will be the first to tell the world his name. He tells the reporter that his name is Colin Keenan, and explains that him and Luo Lixin go to the same school together, and saw that he was in trouble, so he did what he could to help Lixin by throwing the soda can. Lana asks if he acted so quickly because he is one of his classmates. What was his sense of duty? With Keenan telling her yes, he felt a sort of duty to help. Lana explains to Keenan that Blue Condor is one of China's deadliest and most mysterious supervillains in China. Was Keenan scared to face him? With Keenan telling them honestly he wasn't. It makes a funny comment with saying, would you be scared if you had biceps like these? But as this is going on, two scientists are watching this from somewhere else, with one of the scientists telling the other scientist that he's the one. Keenan asks Lana if she is free later for a date, with her saying no. She gives Keenan her card and tells Keenan she would like to talk to his family so she can get an in-depth profile about him. Later we see Keenan go to where his dad works and sees one of his dad's friends, Mr. Wu. Mr. Wu's happy about Keenan being the big hero and tells Keenan that everyone saw him on TV. Keenan is happy to hear this and asks where his dad is, and he tells Keenan that he just came back from break. He should be in the back. Keenan thanks him and Mr. Wu tells him that he should give his dad his autograph. Keenan finds his dad and tells him that he won't believe what he did today. His dad is wondering how he got here, with Keenan telling him that he took a taxi and tells him to check out what he did, but his dad is wondering where he got the money, and Keenan tells him a friend gave him some. He plays the video and tells his dad he's missing the best part, and he tells his dad he's going to start the video over, but his dad tells him he's already seen it. Keenan tells his dad that a reporter wants to talk to him. Her name is Lana Lane, and she wants to come by the house tonight for an interview. But his dad tells him that he's meeting with his writer groups tonight, but Keenan asks if he can just skip his writers groups for tonight. But his dad explains that they have gathered enough information to prove that the Ministry of Self-Realizance is real, and are getting ready to publish. Keenan explains that his dad and his writers groups are a bunch of conspiracy nuts who believe that there's a secret government agency. Keenan tells his dad that he doesn't get it. He could have died today, but his dad tells him that he doesn't get it either. He needs to understand some things are more important than any individual. That's what his writers are fighting for: truth, justice, and democracy. Besides, he saw who Keenan saved, with Keenan telling him it was Lou Lixin. Keenan's dad asks if they were just both hanging out, both of them friends, with Keenan telling him yes. His dad tells him every time Keenan hangs out with Lixin, his dad threatens him with legal action, and he really doesn't want to handle with the CEO of the China Southeast Airline, and tells tells Keen to stop this now and to stay away from Lixon and his family. He has nothing to do with what happened to Keen's mother. And besides, Keen doesn't want him to talk with the reporter. He knows what he's really like. As Keen leaves the building, Mr. Wu asks if his dad got an autograph from the big hero, with Keen telling Mr. Wu another time. We go to Keen's mother's grave as Keen stares at his mom's grave, thinking. But as he's thinking about this, he hears a voice and thinks it's Miss Lane and apologizes that they missed their appointment, but he sees it's another person. Keen tells her he's done giving interviews, but she tells Keen that he has showed the world that he has the heart of a hero and they can give him the powers to match, but Keen's not interested in what she thinks. But she tells him from his school records she knows his mother passed away when he was only 12 and hasn't been here in 2 years, and Keen is wondering who she is. She shows Keen something, and it's a video of Superman. She explains that Superman was one of the greatest of the American superheroes, but he's no longer with us. But Keen sees Superman go and catch a plane in the sky, and Keen is shocked and his throat catches and can't finish his sentence. She explains that her colleagues have developed a way to replicate Superman's powers to a certain individual, and they believe that he is that person. And Keen asks again who she is, and she tells him she is Dr. Omen of the Ministry of Self-Relevance, and Keen is being surprised and wonders what his dad will think about this. We go to the Oriental Pearl Tower, where we see two scientists are preparing the chamber for Keen and have put him in a containment suit. Keen goes into the origin chamber with Dr. Omen's assistant asking Dr. Omen if this is the right guy, and Dr. Omen is sure about this. Keen is wondering if he'll be okay, and they tell him it won't hurt. There is only a 17.5 chance of terminal failure, and tell Keen not to worry about that. They have improved the procedure since the first attempt. As the chamber is charging up, Keen feels like he's having second thoughts about this, and tells Dr. Omen he has changed his mind and wants to be let out, but the scientists can't hear him, and they fire up the origin chamber, hitting Keen with loads of energy and light. We then see Keen having a dream and seeing an airplane fall the sky, and he tells everyone that he doesn't know why he's having this stupid dream. He used to have this all the time when he was a kid, and only heard this from his dad and some news reports. He tells everyone that he does pick on Lixon because of his dad. I mean, his job is to keep his airplanes up in the sky, and he knows he shouldn't take it out on Lixon, and it's not his fault, but he can't stop. He's been trying to stop. He then sees himself in a Superman suit, and he doesn't remember this in his dream, and then sees the crashing plane, and with tears in his eyes, he flies down and tells his mom to hang on. He won't let her die. Meanwhile, Dr. Omen's assistant tells her that the chamber is coming apart and might explode. Dr. Omen tells her to shut it down, but the assistant is worried about Keen, and Dr. Omen tells her that he'll be dead if they don't shut it off. And as they're about to turn it off, Keen charges out of the chamber with energy all around him. Keen is surprised and he sees he can fly and feels like a new Superman. The assistant is amazed by this, and Dr. Omen sees Keen's eyes, and they both dodge Keen accidentally firing his heat vision. Dr. Omen tells Keen to control himself and to stop flying, and Keen tells her that he doesn't know how, and says why would he? He's Superman. And Dr. Omen calls security to handle with this. As she does this, two people crash through the window, telling Keen to stand down, or they will be brought down by the Batman and Wonder Woman of China. New Superman issue 1 is one of the most interesting DC Rebirth titles I have read so far. I really like how we get a new version of the Man of Steel, and we get to see a new version in a different country like China. What I like about this main hero is some new heroes start out nice, and they always help people and stand up to bullies. Here, it's kind of the opposite, how Keen doesn't really help people much. Instead of standing up to bullies, he is the bully. Also, I like the idea of seeing different versions of heroes we know and love. Now we get to see other versions here, like in the end of the comic, we saw the Batman and Wonder Woman of China, which seems pretty cool to see different versions of heroes. And it makes me wonder what other versions of heroes and villains will we see in this new book. Maybe we'll see a new Chinese version of Lex Luthor. I mean, we've already seen a Chinese version of Lois Lane and Batman and Wonder Woman. I'll be happy if we see a Chinese version of Lex Luthor. Or maybe other Chinese heroes or villains, I don't know, but I will still be excited to see that as well. Also, we get an inside look at Keen and why he's kind of a jerk, and we see Keen isn't irredeemable. We actually see him be a good person and see why he's doing and why he's bullying Lixon, and sees it's not good and he's trying to stop. We also see Keen bullies this kid because of his mom dying in a plane crash, what basically made Keenan who he is. Which it's pretty interesting. I mean, Superman would be able to catch planes out of sky. I mean, he kind of does that every day. While here we see Keenan would do nothing. He has nothing to do. He had no power that time. And now he has these powers. Maybe he'll prevent that from happening again. Overall, I have to say this was a great and interesting issue with great art, and I would give this an 8 out of 10 and highly recommend this book for the people who want to see a new Superman in a different country. Hey guys, thanks for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more Iron Reviews, and check out my Twitter at IronHulk018. My name's August, and until then.